Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's Social Authority Live coming at you. Welcome to the show. I have a very special guest with me today, and we have a new setup that I'm testing today. And as you know, I'm not afraid to make mistakes because I actually already made one mistake, but I kind of like it because I can always switch the camera angle. And so before I introduce Jeff, now I have to switch the camera switcher to the other angle. And soon I will have that at my fingertips. As you can see, I can play music right off the Stream Deck app. And I can have icons come up on the screen as I introduce people. And so you are watching in real time how I am building the socialauthority.ai tool that we're going to be serving people with, the Social Authority Show, and the Social Authority Podcast Network. We added a show called Reamp yesterday to the Social Authority Podcast Network, and now I'm going to switch the camera angle. Ha!
Yeah, baby.
And we've got Jeff. Come on, man. It's the Social Authority Show. We're live on Facebook. We're live on LinkedIn. We're live on X. We're live all over the planet. And I've got my man Jeff here. And Jeff is just a big believer in greatness. Works really hard. Just participated in a bodybuilding competition.
Absolutely.
And I mean, you were absolutely fucking shredded, dude.
It was ridiculous.
Congratulations on the effort. Explain to the audience where you were 10 years ago and where you're at now, because I've been following you for a while. We met on social media.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, 10 years ago, 38, that would have been 28. At 28, I had no direction, no idea what I was doing with my life, and I was basically just drinking and drugs, to be honest with you, man. You know, just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I didn't know. You know, I didn't understand.
Here's the thing about drinking and drugs. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, the thing about drinking and drugs, for me at least, was that, all right, well, the world tells me I'm crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to develop a skill set that can make me money. Because I know that working a job can't make me the amount of money that I feel I want to earn in society or in the marketplace, as they call it. I learned a lot of this stuff after I kept working on the skill set because I was just too stupid to quit.
That's how most people win.
And I think that for those of us that go out and start smoking pot, and then for me, it was just weed. I never drank. And I have friends, they still follow me, especially Pat Emick. I never drank till like my mid-20s. I was just a pothead at like 19.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why I became a pothead was because it cut all the noise of the world out.
Sure.
And so I could get into a creative space to where the world was quiet. And I could focus on this craft that I wanted to develop that the world told me was impossible and that wasn't worth anything.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think that as we've grown up since 10 years ago, because you're pretty much my age, I'm 42, back in the day, you know, for me, or even the bodybuilding, like, unless you're on the Mr. Olympia stage, you couldn't make any money 20 years ago.
No. I mean, you still don't make any money, bro.
But
I paid a lot of money,
well,
but I didn't make any money.
And the same thing in music. So I feel that pain. You come up with this brilliant, polished record.
Yeah.
It's almost like a six-pack ab version of your music.
Oh, yeah.
And then people are like, yeah, I mean, it was cool, dude.
Yeah.
And
it
nothing
was
happens.
good, you know.
For most people, nothing happens, but you do it because you love it.
Yeah.
And it's a skill set. People don't value the skill set involved with getting your body over the course of a 90, 120, 10-year period to a peak physical state.
Well, it's who you become in the process. Because you either get molded by the process or you just don't do it, right? But the process molds you into somebody that you have to be. Because the discipline and the consistency of more cardio, less food, starving yourself, literally your body goes into starvation mode, right? I hit 6% body fat with this last one, and you just have to keep pushing, and you find yourself fighting with yourself, learning about yourself, pushing yourself to a different degree, because you have, if you want to get to where you need to be, you have to push yourself. And so now you get like mental toughness, discipline, right? I started reading. I read through like 5 books through my whole cut because I saw my buddy doing it, and I was like, that's a great idea. But it gives you something to do while you're on the Stairmaster, right? While you're on the treadmill.
Dude, I'm on the Stairmaster, bro.
I love it.
My buddy Chris Cavallini has been telling me for 2 years. He's been pushing me a lot.
Yeah.
Friend, client, mentor,
Good.
The whole thing. And I became a client of Nutrition Solutions, ordering the food, because I knew the one thing that I can control is what I put in my face.
Yeah.
At least 80% of the time, right? And I think that being an addict, you know, and I'm 8 years sober from alcohol now.
Congratulations.
Right? But like being someone who's a chemical abuser, food is a chemical, bro.
Oh, absolutely.
If you don't think there's chemicals in food, I don't know. I mean, you can call the health people crazy because the health people that you see on TV are kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But what you're doing here is you're pushing your body to a standard that most people couldn't even fathom. I mean, even for me pushing myself lately, the calorie thing and the nutrition, I got all the tools, the watch. Yeah. It's difficult.
It is.
It's like, man, I got 200 grams of protein in, but I want 200 donuts right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You know, and I mean, there was a day, man, and a couple days, man, where I fell off, and dude, I had a bunch of like candy from like Halloween, because you could buy the cheap candy the day after. So I did, of course, right? Of course. I threw it in the closet. I was like, I'm not gonna touch you. And then it starts talking sweet things to you whenever you know you're hungry, man. And so there were a few days I fell off, man. But when I mean, it happens sometimes. But you fall off for a day, a meal, and you get back on track, and you're like, okay, we're not going to do that again. We're going to go right back to where we need to be.
Yeah, and that's just the game. And so 10 years ago, you or me didn't think like this. Where were you at? What were you doing? I mean, what kind of crowds were you rolling with? You weren't in the gym.
No, man. I was running a business. I thought I knew what I was doing. I was ego-centric. I was too prideful to take any advice. I thought I knew everything. I thought that, you know, I didn't have an identity, dude. I had no idea who I was. Right. And I mean, and that goes back to, like, I didn't have much of a father figure growing up. And then, you know, he passed away at a young age. And so I didn't have an identity. So I didn't know who I was. And so I just kind of like ebbed and flowed with the people I hung around with. And when you ebb and flow with people who just ebb and flow, I mean, you kind of just hang around losers who don't know who they are, and you don't know who you are. And so y'all just do loser stuff because you're like, that's what you do, right?
Yeah, and I think people take it the wrong way when you say loser stuff, because here's the thing. It's like we talked about smoking it up or whatever. Like, I usually tried to use that as a tool to be creative. But what I quickly found was I was just stoned all the time and not doing enough of all the other stuff. Like, you should be putting more gigs on the calendar and this and that.
Well, you justify it.
You start to justify it, correct.
You justify what you're doing. Well, I had a hard day at work. Ooh, I got a big bid. I got to go this one big bid. I'm going to go bid it. And so I can go take a drink. And you talk yourself into the most ridiculous stuff, but your standards are so low that you don't realize where success really is, right? You start to realize where success really is when it's a ton of effort and a ton of skill stacking and a ton of self-improvement. And you're pushing yourself constantly, and you're continuously getting out of your comfort zone. And when you're not getting out of your comfort zone, right? That's the decomfort-er, right? You smoke so that you don't have to face discomfort. You drink so you don't have to face discomfort, right? And that everything that you want to do in life is going to suck if you want to be successful. It hurts, but you embrace it, and you start to realize it's almost like a video game, man. You start to level up.
Yeah.
Right? You get stronger. And it feels really cool. Learning how to become a better man and becoming a man of my word has been one of the greatest feelings. Because I have something that you can't buy with money now.
That's right.
My word means something to people. I have the respect of people that I lost a lot of respect for, or that lost a lot of respect for me. Rightfully so. All right.
I mean, yeah, I remember. I'm glad that we got to this point because I was going to say it. Like when I first started following you and you were lifting weights in the gym and shit,
Yeah.
people would come on your page and say some fucked up shit. Like, I knew we would eventually get to the point where I could say that. But I'm like, I kind of was there for that.
Yeah.
Like that was when I first started seeing your shit. You must have like gotten to the social media network. And I'm like, yo, this guy's cool.
Yeah.
And then I'd like go in the comments and people be like, you're a piece of shit. And I'm like, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. And some of them were real close to me, man.
So what happened there?
You know, you let it hurt and you ignore it. You know, the people, luckily at the time, man, I had a good group of guys that I was working out with. Godly Christian men that I was working out with. I had a church group that I was going to. I had a therapist. I left all my friends behind. You know, I don't really talk to anybody that I used to talk to, man, at all. You know, but now I've had a few of them come back to me or they see me. You know, I had a guy reach out to me today. He goes, man, I've seen your journey. I love it. It's inspirational, man. I want to be like that. I want to become my best self.
Yeah, and that's really all it is. And I think that at the beginning when I first came into the business and entrepreneur scene, it was at a conference.
Yeah.
And so there was so much hoo-ha and so much rah-rah. And the thing about it is those are the pinnacle moments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Those are like, that was a pinnacle moment that I talked to you about it here at my house.
Yeah.
A pinnacle moment that I worked for like since picking up the guitar as a kid.
Yeah.
And like listening to Metallica or the Rolling Stones or, you know what I mean? Fish or like these bands. And I was like, well, how do they play like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix. I mean, we could Eric. I got Stevie Ray Vaughan on the wall because it's like, that is a skill that is an undeniable, documented, physical proven that guy went out there and had something that was absolutely magical.
Yeah.
And we all have that. It's just that how do we discover it? How do we magnify it? And then how do we monetize it?
And you have to ignore a lot of people. You have to ignore a lot of society because
it's hard too.
It is.
We were just talking about that.
In.
There's all this social media drama.
Yeah.
And we'll just call it, because this is the Social Authority show. You know, you got Candace Owens versus Erica Kirk.
Yeah.
It could be the main event at WrestleMania next year. We have no idea.
It might be.
But here's the thing.
That's
it's
the
like,
lead up.
I got my own problems. I got my own mission. And I got my own thing that I'm trying to develop.
Yeah.
And it's like, God bless everybody and all of them. It's a struggle out there.
Sure.
And I talked about it on earlier episodes. There's a trust recession happening right now where people don't trust anything. AI's taken over. They just did $1 billion deal with Disney, OpenAI, and so that you can use Disney characters in Sora. And so any kid, I think it's cool because any kid can create a Sora video and get shared by Disney. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not an AI hater, but we have to be very, very aware of what AI can do, because we all saw Terminator 2.
Right.
We all saw the movie.
It turned pretty quick.
It did not end well. Arnold.
Yeah. It's like, is this what the people are putting into us?
Arnold.
I don't know if we're going to keep going with this.
Right. And our self-discovery, our self-development.
Yeah.
I, as a media person, need to make sure that I'm creating an environment that people can come in, document their growth, speak their message. We can be aware of what's going on in the world and not be completely clueless, but we can also look at certain things and say, all right, hold on a minute here. We've got our own mission that we need to do as men in society.
Absolutely.
And number two, we lost the conversation about Jesus and the scripture and the turning point system, and it turned into a big, huge gossip conspiracy theory argument. And that's the thing about it. We need to focus on the faith. We need to focus on coming together.
Right.
And a real social authority knows where to draw the line and say, hey, let's move forward here together and make great moves and build in America and stop hating on each other.
And that comes a lot with...
And I talk a bunch of shit too, so don't get me wrong, but I need to be careful about that.
For sure. But whenever you know yourself, you have a better discernment for where you need to be. And those boundaries get built in to your system. And you start to learn and respect your own boundaries, and you get healthy boundaries.
Because I can get carried off on tangents and say all kinds of
Sure.
and it doesn't help my brain. It doesn't help my mind.
Right.
And it's like, does it help really move the conversation forward? No, there's a lot of stuff on social media that's
Right.
not helping you grow your business.
It's not.
It's breaking your mindset. It is distracting
Absolutely.
you, and it's pulling you away from the mission. And that's why today the theme is our core three. And
Okay.
that's mindset, mission, and message. You
I
had
love
a
it.
bad mindset back in the day because you were around people that weren't helping you grow.
Well, they didn't have it in mind. They didn't have one.
Once you had a mission,
Right.
you started to get things done. And now your message is how you went from that and broke through the barriers into where you're going.
Absolutely.
We're not here to talk about what we did yesterday.
No. No.
We're here to talk about what we're doing right now and tomorrow and the future ourselves.
But you get to use the past as it's proof. It's proof that the concept that you're talking about works. Because they can't take that away. I don't regret living the life I lived because it got me a resume that I can't buy. All that stuff that happened is a resume I could never buy because I lived it, I did it, I was that person. You could go and ask people. They're like, yeah, Jeff was
I know.
he was something.
Yeah, you can ask my wife.
You know? See, you yourself as well, right? Like he was.
There
And
were
then,
some not so good days.
Yeah.
And it was always me.
for sure.
Every single time.
But see right there.
Every
it
time.
It was me. That accountability, that changes everything. Jim Rohn talks about it.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean,
Whenever
I
you
always,
realize-
I always joke like, "Oh, my wife's difficult." Yeah, because everybody who knows me is like, yeah, I'm the difficult one.
Right. But you realize, whenever you take that accountability for it, you have all the power.
100%.
And people forget that, man. People forget that that's where the power lies.
Accountability.
Oh man. Yeah.
And so let's talk about that in the bodybuilding thing because
Sure.
because I got plenty of time here today where this is the first time I've ever tested this thing. Jeff and I met on social
Pretty wicked cool.
during his transformation, and dude, I just when I see people out and they're trying to do deals and they're trying to get bids and they're trying to do the work and you're speaking at all these meetups and stuff. So within this process of getting healthy at the gym
Yeah.
and then into your business, it was the gym that sparked it. Am I wrong or am I right? Once you started to hit the gym, I felt like you hit another level.
It helped. It helped because it started to give me a chance to work through my own issues. And it brings down your anxiety. It brings down your depression because, you can't be tired and anxious and depressed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, look, what sparked everything with the DWI in the summer of 2020? That's what sparked everything. Because then
I got some DWI stories too.
Then I had to get a lawyer. Then I got a therapist. And then I started hitting the gym. And so I started hitting the gym like 3 days a week. I don't recommend people just go into the gym, do 75 hard, and you've never done anything in your life. I was hitting the gym 3 days a week because that's all I could take. And then it finally kind of grew into 7 days a week, working out with some absolute savages, man, and hitting the gym hard. And, it's taken the challenges, man. Whenever I went to Fitness Connection, man, and met my brother Marcus, he would do group workouts on Saturdays. I'd go with him, man, and I'd try to keep up with him. And this is a gentleman, dude, that's been working out hard for like more than a decade, and so he's real into it. He has the strength, the technique. And so I'd start to follow him, but I would start to keep up with him, and I'd start to, kind of show off and a little bit more than some of the other guys because I was into it, and so you find people who were above you in skill or in anything in life, and you try to get their attention by being a better person. Right? You're like, okay, I see this is what you're doing. I'm going to mimic these things.
Right.
And then eventually, you do get their attention. There's this guy at the gym that I go to now, man, and I've known him for over 6 months, man, and I've really been trying to get him to be my mentor. And then finally, he's like, "Look, man, you read this book, go through them, then talk to me. We'll sit down, we'll meet, get some coffee." Right? But it's been like 6 months chasing the guy.
Well, I was going to interrupt you, and I'm really good at interrupting, and I'm trying to work on that, which is part of the reason why this is a good thing. Because, dude, you showed up.
Yeah. Yeah. And people notice. And I've noticed.
You showed up.
Yeah.
Over and over and over and over until that guy was probably like, all right, dude.
Fine.
I'm sick of seeing you destroy your freaking rotator cuffs. Yeah. Try it this way.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it works.
It is. And it's consistently showing up. And it's consistently getting better.
Yep.
And it's consistently pushing yourself. Right? Like my first show, I don't know if you've seen some of the pictures online. They're not good. I was fluffy. I did an 8-week cut.
Yeah, I got a buddy, Travis, who's really into lifting and bodybuilding and stuff. And he was like, pictures from back in the day, I'm like, I was way more jacked than him. And now he's like, he would freaking smash my head through the whiteboard.
Right? Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah. That's how it is for everybody, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even with the guitar stuff, like I've played guitar for a while. I've performed a lot. And it's like real guitarists, I don't even really consider myself a pure guitarist because I'm just a singer-songwriter. There's a difference in the musical world even. There's a difference between a guitarist and like a singer-songwriter. They're different, even called different genres.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And so you always got to be honest with yourself. You know what I mean? Eddie Van Halen is a guitarist.
Fair.
I'm a singer-songwriter.
Absolutely. Fair
I
point.
play guitar.
But no Van Halen.
I'm good at guitar.
Right.
I'm not a guitarist.
That's fair.
I hire a guitarist to play on my records.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
You know
good
what
though.
I mean?
But that's good. You're right.
Just like
And
you
do
hire
have
a
to be honest
coach.
with yourself. Like,
Dude,
where's
you
the
hire a
niche
coach
at?
too, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so
what
let's
are you
talk
good
about
at?
bidding on these jobs. Because, dude, the marketplace is more competitive now because everybody, I think, wants to start a business.
Sure.
But competition's not a bad thing. I think
not.
competition is the ultimate separator.
Sure.
Because if you attract, then you don't have to compete anymore.
No.
And so my theory going into 2026 is you guys out there in social media land are only seeing this one camera. Mm-hmm. But actually, there's a 3-camera setup. And since we've gone this long, we might as well show them.
Yeah, yeah.
Where I can actually flip the switcher and flip to my spot, Jeff's spot, and the other spot.
It's pretty cool.
And so this is actually recording isolated video files. And when we go back, he will leave with crystal clear audio and video that he can use forever.
It's pretty dope.
The thing about podcasting, and like I've been telling you guys on the page, this is a live show lead generation system for your business.
Yeah.
Where you can go live and you can literally sell live. Gary Vaynerchuk has been telling everybody to go live and stream and sell because live shopping on TikTok's the thing.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. We're going to be live on TikTok all year next year.
Streamers are the biggest guys. Look at iShowSpeed. Anytime he shows up, it's an absolute riot.
Hey man, I like iShowSpeed.
But it's a riot.
That guy's got some
right?
serious freaking skills.
Him and Kai, I mean, every time they show up, it's a riot, right? So
explain to me what they do.
I don't know what they do because I don't really watch.
You don't really watch? I don't either.
But I do keep up with like what's going on, and you see that your podcasters are one thing, YouTubers are one thing, Instagram influencers are one thing, but streamers,
I'm telling you,
oh man, people want to see that life. They want to see people's daily lives. They're all curious, and maybe it's because we've been cranked out on real TV for so long, That
I like that you said that because you and I come from the reality TV generation.
yeah.
Where we were watching Ozzy Osbourne making burritos in his house. And his kids would be crying about whatever they're crying about. He'd be like, are you fucking serious? What in the hell? He was such a legend. God rest Ozzy.
Absolutely, man.
I started singing the vocals for this I have a new record coming out next year too.
Looking forward to it.
And I started singing the vocals, and like 4 hours in, Ozzy Osbourne passed away, and I was like, dang, dude.
Yeah.
Good effort, Pat. Good effort today, Pat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm busy. I had it on the calendar.
Yeah.
Like, these are the days that you have to hit the vocals for the record. It's just business.
Yeah.
Don't get emotional about it.
Yeah.
You got to sing it a certain way. We want to market it. We want it to sell. Of course we want to sell out.
Of course.
Of course we want to sell out.
Yeah.
You don't go into a bodybuilding competition to get anything but first.
No,
You're going to
dude.
get what you
Dude.
get.
And I went in and I was like, I'm hitting top 3. I'm hitting top 3. I said it for 2-3 weeks to my coach, to my posing coach. And what it did was drive me in the gym harder because I was doing 6 hours a day in the gym. I do 4 hours in the morning. I do 2 hours at night. Cardio and posing. My posing was great by the time that I got on stage.
Nice.
I tell you what. And my legs look phenomenal. I'm not going to, but
Jeff's in pretty good shape or I wouldn't have invited him over.
that's the only reason I'm really here.
We don't invite slouches into the chair. Okay?
No slouches.
This is a no slouch
No
zone.
slouch zone. And I wanted to do great. And it was, dude, they had 800 competitors at this show. It broke the record, I think, for any bodybuilding show, which congratulations to them. They absolutely deserve it. Sheila Brown, Flexi Brown, is not only just an amazing individual as a posing coach, she's also an amazing host for setting up what she does for the community. She's a phenomenal person, and I have a lot of love and respect for her. Especially, she helped me out a lot with my posing and my routine, and it was beautiful, man.
She's a female poser, bodybuilder?
Yeah, and she's a posing coach, and she's just really good.
Dude,
And
I'm
because she's
telling you,
also a
women have a
judge.
different perspective than men have.
And she's also a judge, so she knows what they're looking for.
Right.
So she knows
that helps.
So she knows how you have to be, what you have to do, what you have to look like. I honestly felt I didn't get to do my routine, but I fell in love with my routine because it's so, your body just flows in this natural state while you're like showing it off.
When you're posing on stage.
Yeah.
I get it, man. I've performed on stage, and like you want to hit certain moves. You want to hit certain poses.
Yeah.
A lot of people walk out with their arms out. They call it the God pose.
Yeah.
Because you're like this, and then the audience is layered under you.
Absolutely.
And you almost look like you're
that.
commanding a fleet or something like, you know what I mean?
I love it. Mine's the Adonis.
That's where they get the famous
Yeah.
Arnold pose. Yeah, all of that
I love
shit.
it. Yeah. The Adonis is my favorite one.
And the interesting thing about that is that's become a part of pop culture. Bodybuilding is
Yeah.
a part of pop culture.
I think
back in the
C-Bum
day,
did it.
I still got to say, if I was asked on the spot to say the greatest physique, I'd say it's right in those areas. And I don't know. I've met Phil Heath before. I've never met Jay Cutler. I've introduced Phil Heath on stage.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Unbelievable. At Pedro's Julian's event.
That's a big human.
Oh, yeah. I got a picture of me and him. And I was like, he was like getting ready to go. And you know me, I'm such a shithead.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah. You're trying to get a little wide and
Yo,
flex
Phil.
out with him. Yeah.
are you ready, bro? And he was like, we good.
We good?
Oh, my God,
Yeah.
This guy's dope.
Absolutely,
This
man.
guy's friggin' dope. But him and Jay Cutler, that period where Jay was winning.
Yeah.
And then Phil won. Because I liked
Yeah.
Ronnie's size.
Oh, my
But like
goodness.
that package that beat Ronnie, the Jay Cutler package that beat Ronnie.
Sure.
With the
There was just a big, the quad stomp. Yeah.
ooh.
Man.
That one.
It was just, yeah.
You can't say he didn't win. That was the year that they were like, all
For
right,
sure.
Okay.
All right, yeah, you got us with the quad stomp, brother. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Jeez, we'll give it to
Yeah.
you. Jay Cutler
Yeah,
wins.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Just don't step on us
Don't
when
hit
we
us with
get
that
out of
again.
here. Yeah.
Jay, don't hit us with the quad stomp again.
It was a beautiful quad stomp.
But dude, it was greatness encapsulated years
was.
and years and years of fucking losing that competition. And he was like, there's no way I'm going to quit until I beat this guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think that stuff like that is so fascinating.
Because it pushes you past where you think you can go. You're like, I'm bringing my best package. I'm doing my best. I am phenomenal now. And you lose out and you're like, there's more work I can do. Right? And so it's upsetting, but at the same time, it's like, I can do more. Because you stretch yourself and you live out on the edge of your capabilities. And when you live on the edge of your capabilities, that edge that you have stretches. And I don't think people realize that. But that edge stretches and you're like, oh, okay, I can do more. And it's fun. It's fun because it's an adventure. It's like a real life adventure.
Well, and I think this is why people who have pushed that line again, this goes back to the using stuff.
Sure.
You're pushing the line, dude. You know you are every time you do it.
Yeah.
You know?
There were some nights I prayed quite often.
And then you switch and you're like, okay, I can push a healthy line now. I can push my adrenaline to be healthy. Like I'm all wired this morning because my legs are sore from ripping on the Stairmaster.
Yeah.
And like I got to sit in the chair and I have to figure out this other piece of my brand too.
Yeah.
And I think that for all of us, like as men, as entrepreneurs, as business owners, if you want to go to the adding leader to that, you can't call yourself a leader.
Right.
You have to just do it.
You do have to do it.
And I think there's too many people that are like, I'm a freaking leader in this.
Well, people want to be influencers.
Michael Jordan doesn't have to say that.
No. And people just want to be...
He's Michael Jordan.
Right. You're right.
So I think it's
Because
just like
he
Jay
did
Cutler
it.
doesn't need to say he can make the argument he's the best ever. So could Phil Heath.
Sure.
But they can definitely back it up with the freaking quad stuff.
With what they've done.
Yeah.
Right. People want to be influencers. They want to go into politics because they want that power. And so they're trying to go around the way you really need to, which is you go and you build yourself into something and you show yourself building yourself into something. And then that passion, that why, that's what people get inspired by.
Right.
Right. So you would start to inspire people. And so I'm reading Start With Why, and you can either manipulate people into doing something or you can inspire them to do something. And that why is the inspirational that really pulls people towards you.
Yeah, dude, that's good.
That's where that is where real leadership lies. I am strictly against if someone wants to be a coach but they're out of shape, you have no business being a coach.
Right.
If someone wants to be a priest and they're a liar, you have no business being a priest.
Probably not.
So like the leaders, the next generation of leaders are going to be the ones who've done it and the ones who continuously do it. It's no more going to be words are easy.
Well, yeah, I love it. That's why I'm just like loving this because we focus on the real here.
Yeah.
And anybody can run an ad.
Absolutely.
Anybody can make an ad campaign. Anybody can advertise that they're one thing to the world. You can pay to have all these platforms and all these networks and all this stuff advertise you as X when you're Z.
Absolutely.
But guess what's going to happen? Eventually people are going to find out that you're Z anyway.
Yeah.
And then you just lost your entire trust. And people buy based off of trust.
They do
not
buy
manipulated trust.
No, you do not get loyal people who buy off of manipulated trust. They might do it because it's beneficial to them, but they are not loyal to the cause.
Because they're not loyal to themselves.
Correct. Yeah.
And that's why you got to bring in the people that are already inspired, that already have a good mindset. We have a company that we work with, and they help you take your real estate asset that's under contract.
Yeah.
And then manage it from there to the starting line with an accountability software system and an asset management tool. But
that's pretty cool.
Unless you have something under contract, we don't have anything to analyze.
Right.
So that separates the people that can use the tool very easily within our marketing and our branding is if you don't have a contract, then unfortunately we can't do anything because there's no house.
Right. That's a good way to put that.
And I think that that's a really important thing for us going into that brand is like, we only work with people that have contracted deals.
Right. We work with people who have done the thing.
And I think that you have to, at some point, either by hitting rock bottom, unfortunately, for some of us.
That's how it happens a lot. Pain is an amazing motivator.
Right. Or you just listen to what we're telling you on the show today.
Yeah.
And you just analyze the things about you that may be good or may be bad. And you try to figure out a way to start making improvements on the bad things or figure out a way to lessen the bad, at least.
Yeah.
Because the more you lessen, the more you, right. If you do one thing less a day that you don't need to do,
Correct.
that will compound into 7, 10, 15, 20 different things.
I love that you
every
said that.
single day
Absolutely.
that you have now cut out of your life.
Yes. And people don't realize how quickly it compounds. That starts really small, and you're going to go on a flat line for quite some time, especially if you don't have any type of motion behind you. But eventually, that momentum builds and builds and builds, and now you're here where you actually have the trust and the authenticity, and you can speak about it. But it builds super slowly, and people get, well, it's taking too long.
I just don't see it yet.
I don't see it yet.
Yeah, welcome to the club.
Welcome to the Thunderdome.
You don't see the progress either. Neither do I.
Yeah. And so you have to keep on pushing and doing, and even though it sucks and you feel like a goofball, failure is the only way that you're going to get out of anything. Is the only way you're going to be successful is by failing consistently at something, and picking up on the hints of where you're failing at and changing that up a little bit, and then you start to move up.
Yeah, 100%. Dude, you get punched in the face enough times and you're like, all right, I'm tired of getting punched.
I need a duck.
Yeah, like, dude.
I need a duck.
Like, I am walking right into this. Like, it's so funny because I remember I was sitting in this, a couple days after I had gotten my second DUI, and it happened probably within about 10 minutes in the jail cell because you get to that point. I don't know if any of you out there, and by the way, if you're judgmental of DUIs, you're just lucky because we all know you drove home hammered. You just didn't get caught.
Everyone has a little bit of a reprieve. Yeah.
So I don't even want to hear it from people who are like, you're a dumbass. You should have called an Uber. Yeah, 15 years ago, there were new Ubers. Freaking genius. Okay. Or we were so broke, they were like $200 in California.
Yeah, those taxis were no joke.
Calm it down. Anyway, so you start like it hits, like you start to get all sober. You think you're like, oh, I'll get through this. I'll just pay it, blah, 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 blah. And your arrogance of I got caught fades.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh God, Lord Jesus.
Yeah, you say that.
It's the second one.
You say that prayer for the 100th time.
Let me tell you something. And I might make that, and I'm telling you, it's real. That moment. I hope that no one ever has to deal with that moment. When you got the second DUI, I had wife and kids, and I'm like, dude, I have to stop. I will never drink again. If I never drink again, this can never happen again. And so all I have to do is not drink alcohol ever again. And I remember being on my knees in Laguna Beach, which, by the way, it's like the Ritz-Carlton of jails. Because I have two of them. The downtown San Diego one is harsh. That place is harsh. Packed in with 25 people downtown San Diego. I'm like, oh my God.
I'm sure that was rough.
It was terrible. And that was the night of my engagement.
Oh my goodness.
I got engaged to Megan in San Diego.
Oh geez.
And then got pulled over downtown and went to jail.
Yeah. I mean, that's...
And she stuck with the brother. She stuck with me.
That's how you know you got to keep her.
So if Megan, my wife, wants to put Christmas trees up in multiple places of the house on December 1st, she's more than welcome to. That's why you walk in and you're like, wow, there's like 7 different Christmas trees here. Yeah, well, I mean, she also waited outside the jail for me on the night of our engagement after I got a DUI.
So you could put them up, like you want to put them on Halloween. I mean, you do you.
Who gives a shit at this point?
Right, absolutely, man.
And I think that what a blessing that I can even laugh about that.
Agreed.
But man, take it from me. Don't allow that to happen to yourself. Like, avoid it. Make a better decision. Have somebody that you can call. Or
you should.
Or just don't get fucked up that bad in the first place and you'll be fine.
Right. Know your boundaries. Know your limits.
Here's a fun statistic. Alcohol consumption's way down. The younger generation doesn't want to get messed up all night long wake up at 10:30 in the morning, feeling like garbage. They spent a bunch of money that they didn't have.
Right.
And so I think that these younger generations, they get cracked on too hard. They got their faces in their phones and 6'7" and blah, 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 and this and that and the other thing. And it's like, dude, but you got to understand that's the next generation of innovators. And so if that's how they consume, that's how they communicate, and that's how they interact, and that's how they shop, and that's how they do business, either you adapt, or your system fails.
Right. Your clientele's going away.
And it's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
And so Mama's texting me, so blah, 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 blah. Oh, that's funny. The kids are planning for Jeeps, and we are live on a show at the house. And I was just talking about how I got arrested on the night of our engagement. So we're keeping it real.
That's great. I
you know
love
what I'm
that.
saying? I think that over the course of the next few years, people want to get to know the real you, dude. Like, Megan was the person that was there for me, like Adrian and Rocky, dude.
I love that.
Seriously.
That's awesome.
Shitty apartment.
Yeah.
Fucking no money.
Yeah.
I called her dad and was like, hey, I want to propose to Megan and blah, 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 blah. And he's like, yeah, I think that's great because she was going to move out to California. I'm like, I'm going to move to California because I've toured all over the country for years. And the only way I'm going to break into the industry is if I get out of St. Louis and I go all the way in.
Sure.
I'm going to be 30.
Sure.
Like it's do or die now.
Now it's time to make that move.
And we did it. Now I'm 42. And that timing of that 5, 6, 7 years in California saved everything because I went all the way to the end.
Good.
And was willing to live in a van again because I had kind of gotten cozy. I had gigs in St. Louis. I was doing okay.
Right.
But it was like, dude, this isn't going to pay off long term. You're selling yourself way short.
Well,
you got to make the jump. Like, what do you do? What are you waiting for here?
Right.
You've toured all over the country. How many times? Like, San Diego was the sweet spot.
And maybe it's a wrong move, but you're still jumping all the way in.
100%.
You learn a lot about yourself in those moments.
Well, and then all the opportunities that led me to Dallas came from that era.
See?
If I didn't go and play in that location for that era, I wouldn't have developed the stamina and the durability and all the things that now I have where I can build on that and create a real business model that encapsulates the entire entrepreneur community because now I'm building my own platform.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
I came from everyone else's.
But you learned from everybody else's.
I learned from everyone else's because I helped them build it.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
And that's important.
Those skills that you learn are priceless because you have them and no one can take that away.
Well, right. And I think that the important thing is that now years later, I'm in a position to, it's like, well, now we see who the key players are that we're moving forward with too.
Yeah.
Because we've worked with tons of people, tons of innovators, tons of viral people and this and that. But now we've kind of got a core foundation of what we think is the dream team foundation of our client base and like our new offer that we're going to be doing, which is what I was talking about when you came in, like, we're building this AI tool and this scripting formula and this community that you can access, but it's limited because it's custom.
Sure.
The problem with AI is that anybody can use it and anybody can copy anybody.
Yeah.
But generating something that's you because you're the person that people are going to do business with is going to be just as important as the automated workflow that sends people to you.
Agreed.
But how are they going to buy unless you're just Nike, who's already got brand established trust?
Right. Well, you have to build that trust by your content that you put out.
Right. And it's got to be, in my opinion now, a personal brand-based trust.
That's the beautiful part about it, man, is that everyone...
Who runs this company? Look what happened to the Coldplay guy. The CEO of the company is out rubbing on the secretary's boobies at the freaking concert, and he gets busted on the Titantron.
Yep.
And cool, well, dude, he just ruined his marriage, ruined the company's reputation, ruined her reputation. You're the man in this situation. You should have never, ever allowed anything to happen outside of the office with her in the first place at all.
No, not at all.
Because that shows a terrible standard for him. It's just like, dude, all of those things are monitored now every single second of every day.
Yeah, people are going to see. They're going to find out.
And that's what, are you an authority in what I see on an ad or in what I really know about you?
And that's where the vulnerability and authenticity are going to come into play.
Because this phone can look up anything about you right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
My buddy sent me a image about. Oh, nice. That's dope. My buddy sent me an image about his kid getting a car.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, I could have bought her some cheap piece of shit. You know, I've been like, you got to work for it. You know, blah 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 blah. You're gonna learn how I did."
Yeah.
And he's like, "But no, I bought her a Tesla because I want her to understand that there is a higher standard of thinking. And it's like, you deserve to have the best based on your performance. And if you have the best and you ruin it because your standard's not high enough, then that's a you thing."
Yeah. And then you have to take it and eat that loss.
Right. Like my friend's son was over here the other night for Thanksgiving, and he's got like a driver's permit. And so I drove with him in the Porsche with his driver's permit.
That's pretty dope.
Because it's like, dude, come on. No one ever
Try it
showed
out.
me
Yeah.
how to drive a Porsche.
Yeah.
I didn't drive a Porsche till I was 40 years old. And I knew before I even sat in the car's chair that I was going to buy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that that's an important thing too, because that's the only car I have. I don't really know that I have any other desire to have 20 cars.
Sure.
I can only use one.
But you have, you have what you like.
But it's like, man, when your license is suspended for 5 years from a DUI, your second offense in California in Laguna Beach, where they hammer you and put an ankle bracelet on your leg and make you serve a jail term for 60 straight days that you have to pay for when you have no money, and now you can't drive, and you've got a little baby, and you just played a 10X growth con for Grant Cardone, and you're like, I'm going to let everybody down.
Yeah. That's two very high highs and like low lows just crashing together.
Jeff, it was not good. It was not good. And you know what the lesson is? It's like, all right, well, you prayed. Because I prayed as a kid to play that job. I'm going to work my whole life, sacrifice everything. And I knew in my head, even as a kid, I'm like, I'm going to have to leave here.
Yeah.
If I'm going to make it, I'm going to have to leave.
Yeah.
It's just going to be part of the deal. And hopefully I can do more for the city of St. Louis if I become big outside the city of St. Louis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
Because it's not I don't like the place I grew up. I love the place I grew up. It's just that I can't bring anything to the marketplace until I've developed my own voice outside of the city.
Absolutely.
But then I'm still repping St. Louis because I am St. Louis.
And sometimes you have to get
I am the American dream.
You have to get out of your environment
in
order to develop yourself to come back into the environment to actually help make it better.
100%.
You don't always get to just control the environment and saying, we're going to make these things better. You make yourself better. And then as a byproduct, the people around you and the environment get better.
And your ability to adapt to the current conditions, regardless of what they are, gets better.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because I think this is something that Andy Frisella was saying years ago, and it took a long time for me to connect with this, that like, dude, you have to have the same level of enthusiasm when you don't feel like it.
You do.
As you do when you do feel like it.
Yeah, I learned that one in
You don't
bodybuilding.
get to just choose days
No.
where you've got enthusiasm. And
No.
over the long period of time, I think that one stuck with me because I had been playing gigs every night for so long.
Yeah.
And it was just like, all right, well, you just got to keep showing up and playing.
You
4
play
hours a night, 4 hours a night,
Yeah.
4 hours a night. And now I'm at the point where I'm like, all right, well, we could do podcast days here where guests come in and boom, 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 boom. We're doing 8 hours of shows.
I mean, you have the energy and
Because I've already done it at these conferences. I've already done it at these conferences. Why don't I just get paid to do it from my fucking house?
right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man.
Well, so,
Yeah.
I mean, God love you guys, but like, come on, man.
Yeah.
We know who got the crowd the loudest every single time.
He definitely goes to 11.
Well, and I always told, I love this. I tell my buddy
little bit of a
Kyle this.
throwback.
I'm like, dude, my goal was never to make the most money.
Right.
You know what I mean? My goal was to amplify the people that do.
Yeah.
To perform on stage with the people that do.
Yeah.
I'm a wingman, dude.
Yeah.
Do you ever watch the end of Top Gun 2? You ever seen Top Gun 2?
I haven't.
All right, so the movie Top Gun 2, spoiler alert. Okay, this came out a long time ago. So remember Goose's kid Goose dies in the first movie.
Okay.
It's horrific. Maverick and Goose, you know what I mean? And they have this like plane accident when they're competing, right, against this other team, and the plane goes down and like his wingman dies. And so then he's like flying in the last mission by himself. They win the last mission, and that's how the movie ends, right?
Okay.
Like he backs this guy up and they win the mission. And so Goose's son is in the Air Force or whatever, the Navy fighter pilot scene at Top Gun years later for this mission, and Maverick is the instructor for the mission.
Very cool.
The guy who died's son
Okay.
is now on this freaking deadly mission.
Okay.
And so they go on the freaking deadly mission. And Goose's son is about to get shot with a fucking missile, and Maverick jumps in front of it and takes the freaking hit and goes down. And then the guy's son abandons his plane and comes and finds him.
Yeah.
And they're flying back to safety. They
awesome.
steal a plane. They're flying back to safety.
Of course.
Well, of course, they get confronted by an enemy aircraft.
It wasn't going to be that easy.
Yeah. And so they defeat these two enemy aircrafts in a freaking showdown. And you're watching the movie and you're like, okay, all right, they made it. And then it's like, beep, 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 beep. And he's like, shit, where is he? And it's like a guy like straight ahead of him. And he's already like fired his missile. And they're like, shit, and there's like no bullets left. And their freaking thing's all jacked up. And they got this old plane. And the guy's like tailing on him. And he's got the radar lock. And they're like, oh shit. And you can like hear Tom Cruise's character like breathing.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm sorry, Goose. Because like he's about to die with his son.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden Hangman shows up and blows the guy out of the sky. Right? And saves their ass. Like their boy from the finally gets to the thing on the radar and nails this guy.
Yeah.
If you don't have good wingmen around you,
right,
as social media people that have access to your personal information, you're going to send your personal information to the Philippines or Egypt or Lebanon or something. Listen, I have nothing against foreign workers. We hire a lot of people from Venezuela, and Venezuela is not very popular right now. It's been difficult to pay my team. They're the best team, I think, in the world.
Yeah.
They produce my stuff every single day. Their power goes out all the time. Nothing works over there. I have to Zelle money to them. It's hard, but we do good, honest business with people.
It's good.
And it's just like, man, it's difficult. But you want to make sure that your stuff is secure in the United States of America. We log into all of our clients' phones. I have them right there on the desk so that I can monitor if there is an enemy alert in your system that we need to make sure that we protect your security of your business and your account.
Yeah.
And too many people take that
breaking into it.
People take that way too lightly.
Yeah, they do.
Way too lightly.
With what's out there right now, yeah, they do.
You better have a blue check mark. You better have a blue check mark, two-factor authentication on.
Yeah.
You better have an authenticator system on your phone that sends you a code.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even get into, I've mentioned certain people, I cannot get into their thing without the code from them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you got to kill him to keep us out.
I mean, you got to go find the person.
Yeah, come on. You want to play some James Bond?
Physical person.
And so, trust is everything, man. But I think that what you're doing with your brand is incredible. So let's talk about the bids and the construction shit real quick here. How can people get a hold of you if they're a homeowner? So here on the show, I want to help people make clips, and we're going to do this right now. Make clips that they can run as ads so that they can get more leads on social media. And with our social media AI tool, you can obviously go to socialauthority.ai and apply to be a member of the Social Authority Collective. Yes, we're going to pitch you on the show, but we're still going to give you the value for free. If you don't want to use our tool, don't use it. There's other great tools out there. But what we do is we help people post. We automate workflows so that they can book more consulting appointments and they can turn connections on social media into contracts inside their business. So with Jeff today, he's going to be live on the microphone and I'm going to zoom in on him and we're going to turn this into like a virtual coaching session for everybody out there on how to pitch. So I'm going to go to Jeff's camera real quick. That's on the 3-camera ISO. You don't see that, but you're going to. And he's going to pitch you on how you can work with his construction company. So check this out.
Okay.
All right, let's do this. So, boom, boom. All right, so if I want to book, if I'm a homeowner, right?
Sure.
What can you help me with? If you're a homeowner, my name's Jeff, and here's what I can do for you.
Absolutely. Can I go back real quick?
Yes.
So the construction is secondary.
Okay.
What I really would like to talk about, if that's okay, is more so the men's health.
Then let's talk about that.
That's because that's where the passion is.
All right, so let's
the construction is
the construction is going to be a byproduct of your personal brand anyway. So then
Correct.
let's do that pitch.
okay.
Okay, so if you're a man like me, you're men in your 40s. Maybe you're married, maybe you're a homeowner,
absolutely.
and maybe you have kids.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, as someone like me, I like that. This is just my personal opinion. I see a guy, he's married, he's got kids, he has a good foundation.
Absolutely.
Those are the people
He has a good foundation.
generally that
Yes.
do business with our company.
Yeah.
It's not a
Great.
majority.
For sure.
But generally,
I don't have kids or
a
a wife.
male or female. But
I
I'm
have
just
a good
saying,
foundation.
I'm saying that I think that those are the people that you could service very well.
Absolutely.
Because those people have to provide at a high level. If I'm
Absolutely.
not if I'm not working out and I have no energy, I can't play with my kids.
Yeah,
I
correct.
can't run my business.
Correct.
I can't take care of my wife. I can't do anything.
And what do you?
So let's talk to those people.
Absolutely.
What do you
man.
think their biggest struggle is?
A lot of people chase. They chase the money. They chase the success. They chase the affairs.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Keep going. Say that.
Okay.
A lot of people, and then keep going.
A lot of people chase the money. They chase the success. They chase the affairs. They chase different things in life because they are missing the foundation and identity of who they are. And you see it in even individuals who are super successful. They still end up thinking that, well, if I have a little bit more money, if maybe I get this little side piece, maybe I'll be happy with it. Or if drinking, you just drink and do drugs, or you realize that people are filling in a hole that they don't know that they have, and they don't know where it comes from. And a lot of it's, they don't understand who they are, right? They don't have the identity. Maybe something happened to them as a young kid that they never dealt with. And so you have to deal with, and you have to dig and get dirty and deal with the things that happened to you when you were younger in order to start building the foundation on a solid rock foundation. And personally, what I do is I use a lot of faith principles, honesty, humility, being a man of your word, having the hard conversations. Right? A lot of the faith principles that are talked about in the Bible, right? Going through hard times. Hard times build endurance. Endurance builds character. And so you have to build that foundation, and you have to show them what these values are. And you have to start helping them input these values into their life. And maybe that's not you. So you have to be like, well, what would this person who had these values, how would they react in this situation? And then you start to react in that situation. And then we build them up by discipline. We give them disciplined structure, working out, eating right, being, working at the thing that you need to work on, for whatever business or career that you have. And then the top of it is giving them a purpose, giving them a why. Because once they can develop that why, then they are able to go through the harder things that they're going to have to go through as they get better.
Yeah, I like it.
And that's why, I wear my stuff consistently, man. And it says
You should promote your shit.
every time, man. So it's rebuild the man, revive the mission.
Rebuild the man, revive the mission.
Yeah.
I love that, dude. That's such a great theme, especially for like this is essentially like the first of many of these types of sit downs that I want to do, because I never really, I've been building this thing for everybody else.
Yeah.
And I think that the best way for me to build the legacy for myself and for others is to now open up the chair, and not just the studio to the private clients, but also to people that want to be a part of the collective. And that's a group of individuals that want to create content, that want to put out, consulting offers, and that want to help people grow and rebuild, the greatness mindset that we grew up on.
Absolutely.
Because I feel like you go out there and you want to like be awesome and you want to be great, and people just start shitting on you.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck you.
Yeah. And that goes
like, I'm just so over it.
And that's why you develop a strong brotherhood around you that has the same values and characters around you. Because so the people that I go to the gym with, Marcus and Tony are two of the biggest ones, man. And we push each other, and I see them doing something. And so I start integrating what they're doing.
Right.
Or they start seeing me do something, so they'll integrate something that I'm doing.
Yep.
And we grow and develop each other consistently. And so it's an upward spiral, because you're not just raising the ceiling, you're raising your floor. Your standards are increasing. Your ceiling can be all the way up 100 feet, but if your floor is 100 foot down, then it doesn't really matter, because you don't have any standards. So you have to raise your floor up as you're raising up what you can do.
Yeah, you're definitely someone that is going to attract deals, not just in contracting, but as a speaker and as an entrepreneur, as a personal brand, by just being, somebody that can just add so much vibe to the conversation and muscle to the conversation. Well, it's something that you have to think about that no one ever really talks about. It's like, who are we even getting around that's increasing our capacity in any area?
Right.
And I think it's so easy to get stale. It's
super easy. I was actually having a conversation with a buddy of mine the other day. And
we see it in content. We see it in probably in your bodybuilding physique. It's just like, man, I've been doing this and it was working.
Right. So you got to change it up a
little bit. Now I got to add something else.
Well, you have to have the hard conversation. You're like, okay, are we here to get better? Or are we here to tell every week it was fine? Like, I didn't struggle with anything, man. And look, a lot of men struggle with stuff, man. Lust, money issues, just drinking, eating bad food. Right. And as men, a lot of times we're like, no, I'm fine. I'm good, man. I tell my brothers, man, look, man, I'm struggling with like lust or like one of these issues, or, like when I'm in a quiet place, I don't always act the best. And I'm letting y'all know, because I need y'all to hold me accountable so that I can act right. And there's 100% nothing wrong with that.
Dude, I wear hats at the gym sometimes just so that I don't even have to look up from the Stairmaster. And I mean this because I'm telling you, you got to be really, really, really careful no matter where the hell you are. And anybody could say you did whatever the hell they want to say you did.
Absolutely.
And I hate to break it to you folks out there, but like, and like I said, I talk a bunch of smack sometimes, but like only in a way that's like to myself.
Right. But the truth always comes out.
Yeah.
And if you are authentically that person all the time and they're over here spelling a lie on you.
There's a lot of weird shit that happens at the gym and gym drama lately.
That's why I do the 5 a.m. crowd.
And I'm like, yo, this is weird.
All right. The 5 a.m. crowd.
5 a.m. crowd's too tired to give
they
a
don't do
fuck
that,
about a
right?
tripod. I go in there at 5 a.m.
Those are the serious people. Yeah. Yeah, they're all.
Fuck is this guy so
they're all
excited
pumped
for?
Up on like pre-workout. Yeah.
I'm like, all right, it's my 5 a.m. day of the week.
Yeah. It's a different crowd.
And they're like, oh yeah, okay, he's here. One day he shows up. Of course he's excited.
Of course, Yeah, you make friends with the 5 a.m. crowd, man.
Yeah, 5 a.m. crowd. It's crazy out there, man. It's like the club.
It is.
The club back in the day in the 90s.
It is.
I'm like, man, we got Saved by the Bell cheerleaders up here in Club Fitness here today, huh?
That's the 6 p.m. crowd.
What's going on here?
That's the 6 p.m. crowd that you got to watch out for.
There's like a 10 a.m. crowd too.
Is there?
Like the people that I think they just don't work. So they just go to the gym with tripods
maybe they're
and
just
shit.
like off, yeah.
They do like 2 exercises, 3 exercises, and they might even be shredded. And then they stand there and they talk for 45 minutes. Because I'm on the Stairmaster for 45 minutes. And I've seen you for like the last 42 running your
talking
fucking mouth.
into the camera, yeah.
I mean, I don't know, talking to other people and this and that.
Sure. You do have to be careful about that.
They're in the mirror.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's the person that says everyone's looking at them. No one's looking at you. We can't wait till you leave. Okay? We can't wait.
You see, you notice.
Yeah, it's like, oh, geez. And I love that my buddy Chris Cavallini, the Nutrition Solutions CEO, fucking just ridiculously shredded.
Of course.
Ridiculous.
You can't be the CEO of a nutrition company, all right, and eat McDonald's every day. It's, because then you're going to be like, do I really want to take your stuff? Of course not.
I love that we have that take because, Jeff, we've got visual proof of other CEOs that are not in so hot a shape that sell meal prep company food and
for sure.
CEOs.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
It's crazy.
Again.
Like,
who do you believe? The guy that you can literally go and look and see, this isn't the physique I want, and this guy is the physique I want.
Well, I'm obviously going to trust this guy. Yeah. You're obviously going to trust the guy that has the physique that you want.
It should be so obvious to people out there by now, but you also have to think about the consumer is that they're moving so fast, and sometimes they only see what they see. Well, and that's why it's so important to have these conversations about all this different dialogue and pop culture and trends and what's really going to get you there compared to what's on the internet. Don't let yourself be controlled, be in control.
The best selling technique is anything easy. That's the best way to get sales. Easy.
Oh, yeah.
15-minute abs.
Pat's going to be shredded in 42 minutes.
Yeah. That's it, man. He
does this workout.
And it still sells. Right. And it still sells. Stuff like that still sells.
It's ridiculous.
You're like, I got the thing. I'm moving my feet. Like, that works, right? I'm like, you'd be better off just sitting up and standing down. If you really want to,
what you're doing essentially is nothing but running your mouth and
that's it. But if you sell something easy, you're like, oh, I'm going to get fit this way. It's like that's not how that works.
Give me a couple more lines that I can chop of the pitch. So, what is the ideal client? Like I said, I think that those factors I gave you are important.
The ideal client is a man who's struggling in life, like who doesn't feel like they are fulfilled in their life. That's the person that I'm looking for. Maybe someone who has a father wound, man. Maybe your father wasn't around. And so when you don't have a father to have a blueprint, it's hard to develop that blueprint. And that's what I live. I live the blueprint that I show you and give you. And then I post all of it for free. But you can hit me up and get in contact with me, and I'll show you step by step how to get there.
Right.
Slowly.
Yeah.
Because it's a process.
I love
You don't get better. You know what I mean? It's been 3.5 years since my last relapse, almost 4. Next year before. And
there's no turning back now for Jeff.
Yeah, there is no turning back.
There's no turning back.
Yeah. I can't. Me and God made I made a promise to God, and so, I kind of have to keep that one.
You got to get down on your knees sometimes Dude. And be like, Lord, Jesus.
Yeah. Like, look, Lord, if this is what you want me to do.
I'm not going to put any alcohol in my body again.
I'll do it.
Don't put me in this position.
But I need your help. Yeah.
Right.
Dude, my hardest days now are so much better than any of my easiest days. I mean, like, I'm glad that time of my life is over because I enjoy my life. I have so much joy for even the hard stuff that I get to go through because I get to go through hard things.
Well, the hard stuff now isn't as painful as it was back then. I think that we almost get used to the pain and start to crave it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You almost start to crave it. It's like, fine, you don't think I can do the music thing? And I think that's why so many musicians become so depressed and upset.
Sure.
Is because it's like they feel like their art's not valued because, especially now, it's kind of not. It really isn't. And so then they start to feel like they have no value.
Right.
And that's really sad. And I don't think that that's just music. I think it's everything in life.
Again, you're trying to fill that hole with the music and you're trying to get valued by other people. But when you realize that you get to fill that well up yourself and it's consistently flowing through you, then, when you have that hope inside, you don't have, the public validation doesn't matter.
Correct.
Right? The drugs and the alcohol don't matter, right? The side piece and everything else, it don't matter, right? Because you have everything inside. You get, you're a complete structure.
Yeah. By the way, I mean, who wants a side piece anyway when you could just have the whole thing? You little boys need to get over it with that shit. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Plus, it's
Absolutely.
like, what a stupid, expensive habit a side piece would be.
It is an expensive
So
habit.
you're going to spend money on this chick that brings no value to your life?
Well, then you have to figure out what kind of lies you're telling today, and is it the appropriate lie?
And you should have enough respect for yourself, and the chick should have enough respect for herself.
For sure.
That's
not someone that you want to be around. Right. If she
trash.
if she knows that you're in a married relationship, she has bad character.
It's trash.
It is trash.
Quit being trashy.
Quit being trashy.
And hey,
it's not appropriate.
You can fix it going into 2026. Call my buddy Jeff. He'll fucking level you and get you straightened out.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to the cage and we're going to get down and dirty.
But I think that there's something to be said for just even just hitting the gym, because it's like I might buy a couple more pieces of gear. We got a little setup in this other room. And I might even get a Stairmaster for the house. But I also kind of like the fact that I have to go there, get out, go there. And so for that reason, I probably won't order the machine, because it's just like,
it helps.
You got to be careful with the isolation thing, because I come from this hibernating, because I had no money. I had nowhere to live. So I'd hibernate and work until I had to go to the next place. Yeah. And it's like, dude, you got to be careful with bringing that kind of a mindset back into the environment. You don't want that.
It is. No. I like the club. The gym is my club, man. And so I go there. I see my people.
What gym do you go to? Are you in Fort Worth?
Absolute Recomp on Hewlin, man. Yeah. That's
and
the
they're
gym I go
opening
to.
one out here in Plano, you said?
Frisco. It's about 30 minutes away. I checked it when we were looking.
It's not too far, but it's a little
It's
far,
a little bit.
Jeff.
But I would definitely look, man. You want to go there and work out one day?
Right.
I am down, brother.
Yeah, I might do that. Do that.
You absolutely should. I would love that. Yeah, we can get some content when we're doing that.
That'd absolute recomp. Just almost just the name of the gym brings value. I like that name.
Well, the dude,
my buddy Tim Lyons is he's like a gym coach. He teaches you how to construct your offer in a way that gets people coming in for trainings and boom, and your client avatar, and he's very good. That the aesthetic of the gym, how it looks, and the name and the brand are very important.
Oh, the aesthetics. They like to use marble in the front lobby, in the bathrooms. The aesthetics are clean. It's a sick gym. They have some of the top of the line equipment. Stuff that you can use that you really would never think about using, man. It's phenomenal, man. And it attracts the people that I look for, right? Which is, I was working at Fitness Connection. They got mad because I was yelling a whole lot. They're like, sir, can you keep it down here? You're scaring some of our other people, And then I can go over to here to Absolute Recomp, and I can yell. And they're like, oh, you're the guy that makes noise. Yeah. And, and I become the guy that makes noise. And I'm okay with that. I like making noise.
Well, I can say with an honest, factual, data-backed statistic here that if you push hard and you actually want to lift weights in any sort of way that's going to make an impact, you're going to make some kind of noise.
You are going to make some kind of noise. Yeah. If you're not squeaking at all, I'm not sure I trust it.
I'm telling you, you got to be hulking up over there. What are you even at the gym for?
That's it, man. Yeah. Right? Yeah. You go in 10 years, you look the same. You know?
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
You can't see you guys are yapping over by the freaking cycling machines.
Again, you have to get close to failure in order to grow. It works for your body. It works for your mind. It works for the spirit.
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's the only way.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's
This
your
has
boy
been
Pat
great.
Hilton. It's Jeff. We could pretty much just sit here all day if we really wanted to, and I feel so good that that's a capability that we have. And
is
so,
pretty cool.
with that being said, it's Social Authority Live. Jeff in the house. I will tag him. You can follow him. Ladies and gentlemen, make it a great day.
Absolutely. All right, baby. We just got done doing live Social Authority with the man, the myth, the legend, Pat Hilton himself. It was phenomenal. That was great.